What's up, everyone? I'm Sophia Pasternak, an award-winning author and mental health professional, and this channel is all about the intersection where writing meets psychology. I also post stuff about my author journey, baking bread, and outdoorsy stuff. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when I post a new video. So today is my very last character therapy video, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad about it. It's kind of tragic that this is coming to an end. But we're going to end on an interesting note because this schema today is the punitiveness schema. So the punitiveness schema is the belief by your character that if you make a mistake, you should be punished harshly, and not just anyone else, the character as well. They believe that everybody should be punished harshly for any level of infraction, even the most minor. Those with the punitive schema are undiscriminating and extreme. They have a lot of difficulty forgiving any mistakes at all for any reason. They are also unwilling to consider extenuating circumstances. So like if they were late for work because there was a traffic jam, like a really big traffic jam, it doesn't matter. They should have planned ahead. They should have left 10 minutes early anyway. They should have known, they will punish themselves very harshly for it, or have very negative thoughts. As well as if a coworker does this as well. This coworker was late today because something happened. Oh, the pipes in their house burst. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Throw down some towels and get to work anyway. Ultimately, people with this schema are lacking in mercy. And if you have done something wrong in their eyes, they have absolutely no forgiveness for you. This schema may begin in childhood if your character's parents or caregivers were very harsh and punitive for very small infractions. So if you haven't watched my character therapy overviews video, go do it, because this is your last chance. This is the last video. Because right now we're going to talk about overcompensation, avoidance, and surrender. So for punitiveness, the overcompensators, overcompensation is the opposite of the schema is true. So for punitiveness, if they believe on the inside that everyone should be very harshly punished for every little infraction, the opposite of that is forgiving, so forgiving and merciful, and like, oh, don't worry about it. You punched me in the face. That's fine. But on the inside, they hate you. Now, the avoidance schema is, the schema doesn't exist. What schema? What punishment? I don't know what you're talking about. And they will avoid situations involving any kind of evaluation, because if they make a mistake in that evaluation, then they're going to have to face that very harsh punishment. And they will just avoid people in general in order to avoid that punishment. Now, the surrenderers, yes, the schema is true. I'm going to hate everybody who makes a small mistake. That's just how it is. And that's what they do. They're overly harsh and punitive with everybody around them and themselves. People in this schema can be super judgy too. So yeah, watch out for that. Now we are going to talk about the lie, the want, the truth, and the wound. So the lie is the schema. The lie is, the smallest infraction deserves very harsh punishment. And for this schema, it can be examples like, if someone makes a mistake, they deserve to be punished. I'm a bad person and I deserve punishment. I hold grudges even after somebody has apologized. I don't accept excuses. People need to just take accountability of their actions and suffer the consequences. Now, the want is what your character thinks they need to be happy. And with this schema, that want could be something like, I want to make sure that people who do bad things are held accountable. The truth, on the other hand, is the thing that your character actually needs to be happy. And in this case, it would be learning how to forgive for infractions and not needing somebody to be punished for something. And the wound is whatever caused this in the first place. And like I said earlier, that could have been caused by a parent or attachment figure being very harsh and punishing when they were small. So now is the time in the video where you're going to get out your pen and your paper and your Word document or whatever you've been writing down on this whole time. And you are going to write down, what is your main character, or what is your character's relationship with this lie? So not only they believe people need to be punished, but those examples I gave a minute ago, which one of those applies? Because as we kind of saw, the punitiveness schema can take kind of different forms. It can come in the form of just being very avoidant and not involving yourself with people because you're going to become a jerk and very punitive and judging of them. Or it can be that overcompensator and no, I forgive everybody for everything, but really be kind of roiling on the inside. So how do they react to this schema, and what are the thoughts specifically that go through their head? I'll give you all a second. Pause me if you need to. Okay, so now what could happen to reinforce this lie? So the lie is everyone deserves harsh punishment, and maybe they were, your character had something done against them and the person was never punished, and it felt terrible to be a victim and nobody was punished, and so they develop this, they need to be punished, somebody, if they do something wrong, because they know what that hurt feels like, or something like that. It depends on your character. But make a list of things that could happen. Do it now. And now I want you to write down a list of things that could challenge that lie. So somebody does a bad thing and they are forgiven and they improve as a person, or something good happens, which shows your character that just because somebody does something wrong doesn't mean that they are a lost cause and they're a criminal and they're terrible forever. Kind of like Jean Valjean and Javert, like Javert was you did a small thing, but you still need to be punished, even though Jean Valjean was not a terrible person, and he just needed a little bit of understanding. So now that you have written all of this down, kind of tuck it away, save it for later, and later on when you're writing and you've come up against writer's block, or you're in that second act kind of sludge feeling, what do I do next? Take out this list and kind of take a look at where you think you need to go with the story. Do you need something that reinforces this lie, or do you need something that challenges this lie? Also, I use this when I'm revising, and if there's a scene or something that happens that doesn't do anything in relation to the lie, I cut it out, because to me, having a seamless character arc is very important, and I don't like having gaps in it. And if there's a scene that has nothing to do with either advancing or kind of retreating, I don't know, the character's arc, then to me, I don't know why it's there. That's just me. Well, that is it. That's all from me. And that's all from character therapy. I really, really hope that everybody enjoyed this journey we've been on. It was 18 schemas. It was so many. But I really, really hope, and I've heard that everyone had good experiences and learned some things, and I'm very, very happy about that. And my next series is probably going to have something to do with Scrivener, and really taking a deep dive into Scrivener. And not just that, but how I incorporate Scrivener's features with the way that I do my arcs and how I write and the things that I include. So I'm still writing it. I'm still kind of drafting it up, but stick around for that. And thank you for sticking with me through character therapy. So one more time, wash your hands. Black Lives Matter. Have a great day.